Hey everybody, Mntdewmania again, and welcome back to Building with me. And today we're going to talk about colors. Um, if you I can't remember which episode I mentioned in, probably the last one. It's talking about like favorite colors, and probably in the real world, my favorite color is black. And the only reason it is because black pretty much goes with anything. I find it very soothing and it appeals to me. So I tend to look at the blocks that are white, gray, and black, and I tend to ignore everything else, like the really bright colors. They just don't appeal to me as building blocks. So that's another thing that I'm going to have to get rid of that notion. Another problem I have, and about the only thing that I've ever built with, is mixing stones and wood. About the only thing that I've ever mixed stone and wood on is my stone brick, which is probably my favorite stone block, and birch is my favorite wood block. So I've mixed these together for years. I like them. And the newer blocks, I've really not even paid that much attention to because, in my opinion, they were too dark. But the only place that I really have been looking at them is down in a dark mine, okay, not out in the full sunlight. So that's another thing. Lighting is important because it can really show the difference between, you know what I'm saying? Um, Another thing I have a problem with is mixing textures. And that happens with resource packs. Every time I've picked a resource pack, I have picked one that smooths everything out because I like it. I like the way it looks. I don't like busy stuff, you know? So, that, like, for instance, even putting some of these beside each other, it was a little uncomfortable because I was like, I don't know, without even taking the time to look at them to see if they would mesh. Like white terracotta, I don't know, maybe once or twice I have built in with terracotta, but it was in a Badlands. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm trying to make myself take colors that I have never put together, textures that I have never put together, and blocks that I have never built with or even considered that they were a building block, and I'm putting them together. Now, for instance, here's one. This is where I have problems with because to me, this is not black. That is dark, dark brown. Now, you can get texture packs that just make, like black wool. Black is black. That's brown. So, of course, you can get resource packs that, make it what it is. Um, the white concrete powder or the any of the powders, I've never really I don't think I've ever built with concrete. I don't know why. What actually I do know why, because that is one. Remember we talked about time consuming and priorities, and to me, like concrete powder is, I mean, that is a lot of work. Gravel and sand and the dye. That is just a lot of work, That is a lot of resources to go into a block of something, So that is something else that I think having a long-term world that is steady and you don't change it is going to help me expand with my building. So here's one that I hadn't ever really even noticed. It is one of the newer ones, but it's the muddy mangrove root. But look at the different shades and colors in there. And I've never really noticed all those, you know what I'm saying? That is real. I mean, it's pretty. It's got different shades and colors, and I've never even, I don't know if I've ever even picked up a light blue terracotta. So, I mean, I don't know if you can do, can I even make light blue terracotta? Let's see. Can that be, yeah, so you dye your terracotta, right? And I didn't even know that. Or I probably did, but I just didn't think about it because that's not colors I build with. So what I've been doing is going through and mixing colors that I just normally wouldn't even think about. I've told you, I mean, I have nothing against the cherry plank, but I personally wouldn't build with it because I'm just not a fan of pink. That's just not my thing. But here, I've put some gray with it, some quartz pillar with it, and smooth sandstone, the bone block, this purple terracotta, the black, even some of the chiseled deep slate, and some of them are just like, nah, I don't know if that would, but there are a couple that I'm like, that could be something interesting. Now, here's one. Let's see. Let me find the, because there were some of them that just, I mean, I even tore because they were ridiculous. I'm like, there's no way. That's just, oh no. Uh, One bean. I mean, you really can't put gray with gray, can you? I don't know, but can you put gray with the crimson? Can you put stone with the crimson? I mean, I wouldn't, these colors are very bold. To me, they are. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, but looking at it further, part of me's like, hmm, that's maybe a thing. Like, here's the, is that too much of a contrast? I don't know. I've never really built with it before. Part of me's like, wow, that's, But then another part of me is like, see how that's nice and smooth and connected? Part of me likes that. So, that's another thing to bring up. So, when do you want to change the the basics of Minecraft? Do you want, I like textures to connect. I like one smooth thing. Like you can, I don't know if it's a setting or if it's Optifine or something. When you do glass panes and instead of the square, it's just one sheet. It's just one smooth sheet. That appeals to me. Um, some people it doesn't. Some people like the window panes. That, you know what I'm saying. So it all depends on what you're comfortable with. And when we find that one or two things, we tend to stick with it. Now, for instance, there is no way that I would ever put those two colors together. But now that I've looked at that one, I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of interesting. Would I ever make a wall out of this? I don't know now. Now that I've seen it together with something else that I like, maybe I would. So that's another thing that I'm going to have to learn to do is expand my color palette. Not just my, texture palette, which I tend to struggle with too. But yeah, that's going to be a big challenge for me. So this is going to give me a lot to think about. I'm going to have to come up with not not force myself, like a question I had on Hillbilly Island Forever. I was getting ready to make a room, another room on my treehouse. I don't know if you're going to see this before or after, but one of my questions was, could I mix jungle wood and spruce? So let me find, jungle's this way. Okay. And I was thinking, or jungle and granite. So part of me's thinking, I don't know. That seems, do these even go together? Well, that's the polished. Now, ordinarily, I would not put those together. But if I can find, I mean, I just don't know. Whoop. So let me see. Stripped jungle, stripped wood. Okay, let me find that one. Put that back down there. All right. These are the colors. I just don't know. See, now that's getting into, I don't know. I just don't know. But if I get into, and since I'm building in a tree, does that change? I don't know. It's hard to tell, isn't it? Because when you start mixing things like that, so, but the mangrove leaves are a little bit, see, they're thicker, they're darker. Oh, sorry about the flame. So yeah, this is where I'm really going to have to start just jumping in and trying different textures and different colors and different materials and expand my palette even further. Because some of these are kind of, I mean, let's just be honest, they're iffy at best. But some of them have got that, I don't know, could that work? Maybe? It's like the mud brick. I mean, I've got a mangrove close to me, so part of me really wants to try, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to try to see how things work. Yeah. So, I think my next project is going to be, I mean, because now I'm getting an idea of colors that I am willing to put together that I haven't before. Things that I have never tried that now I'm willing to take another look at and go, okay, maybe I can try this. Maybe I can work it in somehow. Maybe I don't have to isolate all this stuff from each other just because, it doesn't seem to go together. Because maybe I can work something in new. So that's going to be my goal, is try to work some colors and textures that usually I just do not even pretend that go together, that I have never used, and I want to kind of expand on building walls and stuff. So I think um, I think I'm going to try some stuff maybe in the mines. That my mine shaft, that would be a good place to try it. I think one of my rooms, a couple of my rooms on my treehouse are going to be solid, so I'm going to try some different things that I haven't tried there. And then I think my next big project is going to be the dock and the pier, and I want to try some stuff there. So I'm getting ready to leap off the deep end. So hopefully I can just play around in here, get some good ideas on colors. I want to try different pathways. I like straight lines like this and straight angles. I need to learn how to flow, make it look natural, and next time we're going to talk about working with terrain. Okay, not that I'm an expert in any of this building stuff, but I do know the things that I struggle with. And I mean, I don't know, maybe you guys do too. And maybe it's just that's a good way to connect when you find somebody that struggles with the same things that you do, you know? But no, do not think for one instant I can barely build a square. Um, if anything, this is anti-building. This is how to learn to even learn how to build, okay? But I hope you guys are enjoying this, and maybe it's opening you up to the possibility that, you know what, maybe I can try some cool stuff, you know? Because that's why I'm here, just to try to expand um, my tools that I can use, you know? Because water blocks in Minecraft, but the tools we use. All right, so hope you guys have enjoyed. Any color combinations that you find as a favorite, let me know. And what is your favorite and least favorite blocks in Minecraft? And I guess I will see you guys next time. It's Mntdewmania, and this is Build with me. And I'm so out of here. Bye, guys.